on, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged Review, and this is going to be a review for WWE SmackDown for 9/24/19. You'll notice behind me, I got the green screen. We're back in business with a new look. Looks much better, I think. So now we're on time with everything, with getting the cage match reviews on time. Hopefully getting in some news and rumors and things like that. So this is going to be my wrestling channel from here on out. If you guys haven't noticed yet, I've been doing a lot of work on 4 different channels. So just taking me some time to catch up. So with all that said, right into the review. You start with Rowan, who cuts a promo. He's in ring. And I like Rowan's promos, man. He can really talk. And I actually think it's impressive because you don't see a lot of big guys that can form a coherent sentence, honestly. I mean, they're attractions. And unfortunately, most attractions, I hate to say it, don't have a good head on their shoulders. And this guy seems to. So he cuts a really good promo. He gets cut off by Daniel Bryan, who really cuts to the chase, says he wants to fight Rowan. So that turns into a match with Daniel Bryan versus Erick Rowan. And a pretty good match overall. The only thing about this match that I would say, man, is there was one incident where Luke Harper finally came out and he's kind of throwing a distraction. He actually hadn't put his hands on Daniel Bryan yet, so it wasn't a DQ. And Daniel Bryan is standing on the outside of the ropes on the apron. Rowan grabs him with the claw, tries to slam him on the inside. Daniel Bryan's leg gets caught in between the ropes and twists the ropes around his leg. And he got stuck there, and you can tell it was kind of an accidental thing. And so Rowan initially tries to get him out. Then the referee tries to get him out. Rowan slams him again. And then him and Luke Harper start beating the hell out of him. Roman Reigns comes down and fights off both Harper and Rowan to some boos. So it looks like, you know, the whole Superman thing is not really working in his favor. And then Daniel Bryan gets up and he's limping pretty bad, dude. So I'm hoping that his leg is okay. He asked the audience if they want to see Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan take out Rowan and Harper. Big yeses, of course. And that was the first 1/4 of the show. It was 8:30 after that. So after that, Michael Cole, he interviews Kofi Kingston after a Brock Lesnar promo package. Asked Kofi, you know, if he's ready to take on Brock Lesnar. He's like, I don't know if you can ever be ready for Brock Lesnar. It was Kofi doing his Kofi thing, and it was fine. I don't know if anything stood out about it, but, you know, he was trying to be sincere about being a fighting champion. So it was cool. Chad Gable comes out with a promo next, and he's talking about how he's tired of the short jokes from Baron Corbin. Gets cut off by Mike Kanellis, of all people, who is making more short jokes. And this was a very one-sided squash match. Chad Gable just owned Mike Kanellis, makes him tap out, and then Elias comes on the Titantron with a song talking about, you know, Chad Gable being the underdog. It was all right. Backstage, you get a segment where Charlotte is trying to find Carmella. Carmella's now the 24/7 champion. R-Truth is protecting Carmella, but Carmella comes out of the locker room. It's like, it's okay. And so Charlotte and Carmella are talking about, you know, taking on Bayley and Sasha Banks. Carmella says she's got her mind, you know, good for the match. And that turns into the match, Charlotte and Carmella versus Sasha and Bayley. And this is a situation where they pretty much owned Carmella. And when she gets the hot tag to Charlotte, Charlotte owned them. I mean, it's the same thing it's been forever. But at the end of the day, Sasha Banks and Bayley do get the win. And then they look like they're going to team up on Charlotte Flair because R-Truth grabs Carmella and runs her out of there because, you know, 24/7 belt rules are now reinstated, so all women come chasing her away. Until Becky Lynch comes out and just starts wailing on Sasha Banks and Bayley. And they run up the ramp. So all of that was actually pretty good. The match itself wasn't bad. I like how they're making Becky Lynch look strong. Charlotte, they're always going to make her look strong and like never honestly not make her look strong. Like they are never apparently not going to make her look strong. They're not going to put anybody over her too much. So that is what it is. And then you get Ali versus Nakamura with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, he's just over the top, dude. I don't get what WWE is doing with him. I really don't. It makes no sense to me. He's a damn good in-ring performer, and you get nothing from him. Nothing. I don't understand it at all. So Ali versus Shinsuke is pretty good match, and of course at the end, you're going to have Sami Zayn getting involved, and he's going to cost Ali the match. It was very predictable. The good match, though. It really was. And then you get New Day versus B-Team. I mean, it's what you expect. It wasn't a very long match. You know the B-Team's not going to go over. So, I mean, there's really nothing about this that I needed to see, really. I guess it was to go ahead and give New Day a good, clean win again. After that, you get a backstage segment where Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Mandy Rose is passing out signed copies of her magazine. And Otis comes in, tries to get an autograph with Mandy, takes one of the magazines. Sonya says, look, man, we got a match. You got to get your head right. And so that turns into the match, which is Rose and Deville versus Kairi Sane and Asuka. Every time I hear the Kabuki Warriors, I cringe. I hate that name. It's stupid, just absolutely ridiculous shit. It's such good shit. Kairi Sane and Asuka go over. It's probably the first time they've done anything with those two since they became a tag team. They've been in the ring before, but I don't know if they've even had a clean win. Like, Kairi Sane and Asuka have just been thrown to the wayside, and I don't understand why at all. After that, you get Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens promos in the ring. And this essentially is Shane McMahon trying to get rid of the lawsuit by reinstating Kevin Owens and taking away the $100,000 fine. Kevin Owens says that's not good enough. I'm not happy until you're out of here. So let's have one last match. And he said, essentially, contract on a pole match. So it's going to be a ladder match. So ladder match, and whoever gets the contract wins. If Shane McMahon gets it, Kevin Owens stays fired. If Kevin Owens gets it, then Shane McMahon is fired. So there you go. I think it's cool. I like it. So Hell in a Cell is shaping up to be pretty damn good. Because my hope is clearly that they're going to have some definitive, okay, Shane McMahon's gone. They did that once already. He wasn't gone. So that was a completely pointless lie of a match. So maybe it'll actually stick this time. Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon, ladder match. Hopefully this time it gets Shane McMahon off TV for a while. Then you get a backstage Becky Lynch interview where she's talking about Sasha Banks and her Hell in a Cell match. And then Sasha Banks comes up and just starts beating the hell out of Becky Lynch. Throws her into this gate that's close to him, and then throws the gate into her because it was one of those like swinging gates. So it was cool, man. It was a good way to end it. You're leaning into the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view now, so it was solid, man. It was solid, and really the whole show was solid this time around. You started really good with Rowan and Daniel Bryan. Luke Harper came out. Roman Reigns came out. You had a clear winner, even though there was interference, and then you had, the whole setup for Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns versus, the bigger guys. The Kofi Kingston interview was fine. I like what they did with Chad Gable, even though it was kind of absolutely nothing. I mean, Mike Kanellis has been getting his ass handed to him every week. Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Carmella, the whole thing worked for me. So that was all right. The match with Shinsuke and Ali was good. The Sammy stuff I could have done without. Honestly, Rose, Deville, Kairi, Asuka was the low point, in my opinion. And it was a decent match. But, I don't know. I just wasn't invested, I guess. And they've done nothing with Kairi and Asuka, which sucks. I like where they're going with Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. Hopefully they finally get his ass off TV. And then the close was good. So I liked it, man. I feel like, this is a good direction. And I don't know if they have SmackDown next week, because the way they were talking sounds like the next SmackDown is going to be a week from Friday on the Fox network. So I don't know how that's working out, if that was the last SmackDown before Fox, or if there's still one more for next week. Not sure about that. But either way, this one, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I liked it. I was entertained. I thought there was moving a lot of stuff towards Hell in a Cell. They had some things where it really wanted you to be interested in what was happening. So I liked it, man. I felt very strongly about it. So 8 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackwoods, Kaged Nation, out.